Quick announcement, the CornCon CTF has just started at 1 o'clock. Feel free to join. It's cornconctfd.io, and we'll be on our website in a few minutes as well. But please join the CornCon CTF if you'd like, one of our many games. And as well as we're still doing corncon.codes, which is Aaron Lintile's set of fun games we have going on at the conference with stuff hidden everywhere and all that fun stuff. So feel free to participate. We'll be giving out gold medals and silver medals in the Olympic theme for that. That's all I have for housekeeping. Next up, we have Safi Raza, the Director of Cybersecurity for Fusion Risk Management, going to give us a great talk on maximizing cybersecurity with limited resources, which is there really cybersecurity without limited resources? I'm not aware of that yet, so should be a great talk. Without further ado, here's Safi.
Thank you, Sean. Hello and good afternoon. By the way, how many of you can, show of hands, how many of you can relate to this meme? Oh, I thought so. I thought almost everyone, right? No one has a really unlimited budget. A few years ago, I found myself in the same predicament. I was hired as a first information security hire for a SaaS provider. And management was serious about security. They want to make sure that their information security posture is strong. And they wanted me to build an information security program. Not a problem. I got right to it. Did my first assessment. And as a result of my assessment, I took that result and realized, okay, great. So figured out what I need to do. I do need to buy some tools, need to have some resources, and need some technology. Now, understand, I was the first information security hire for the organization. So, got my list of tools, technology, and other resources that I needed, and went to my CFO and asked him, hey, what's my budget? And I was told, yeah, we have a budget. We spent on you. It wasn't a great budget. It wasn't a big budget, by the way. I was surprised. I'm like, okay, so that means I have to change my strategy. I cannot go buy the basic tools that I want, right? I mean, understand, I'm the first information security hire. There's no SIEM. Some basic AV tools, yeah, this and that, but nothing much more than that. So I had to basically build the information security program from the scratch without much help. So I had to change my strategy. Thank you for being here. You're here because you have limited budget, limited resources. You have a long to-do list, and you need to build up your arsenal with less money. So my goal today is to share some of the strategies, some of the approaches that I use to get me out of that hole that I was in. How do I create a cybersecurity program? How do I manage it? How do I manage everyone's expectations? My name is Safi Raza. I manage information security program today for Fusion Risk Management. 20 years in technology, 12 years in cybersecurity. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm doing my master's in cybersecurity from Georgia Tech. I would love to do my PhD in AI if I ever get my master's. Full disclosure, I'm not used to public speaking. I'm so terrified that I barely slept since I got to Davenport. I'm just faking at this point, trust me. So I'll be speaking in monotone at times. I'll be looking a lot towards my slides. And there'll be a lot of those awkward silence as well. So bear with me. I'm here today. I'm facing my fear of public speaking to share what I learned from you, from my time in managing this information security program. We have a full hour, but I don't think I'll be taking all of it. As a matter of fact, I think I'll be done in next 20, 25 minutes, anything. I have barely 12, 13 slides. So we'll have a lot of time for Q&A. Okay, so back to changing my strategy. Human beings are the biggest weakness in cybersecurity. You guys know that already. So I went with the obvious. You always heard about your cybersecurity professional. You always know about people, process, and technology. Well, there's no money for technology. A process I still have yet to build. So I focus naturally. We focus on people process. How to make our people stronger. So what's the first thing that you do when you're assessing, when you're creating, establishing an information security program in a new organization? You try to see that how aware the users are. So you do a phishing campaign. So my first phishing campaign, the results were not great, not promising. Actually, they were horrible. About 4 out of 10 person just clicked on the phishing email, which I intentionally made sure there's not, it's very obvious there's a phishing email. So getting 4 out of 10 users were scary. I did not like it at all. So I had to do something about it. So when we started phishing, we knew that we had to do some kind of periodic phishing campaigns, and I looked around to see what's the best what's the standard in the industry. So when I looked up, I can meet my contractual obligation if I do phishing campaign once a year. Great, I'm doing once. Customers are happy that at least I'm doing something. Some other standards say, okay, great, you got to do quarterly, right? Every quarter you should do a phishing campaign. Run a phishing campaign every quarter, and you'll see the results. And what we end up doing is, since we are getting these emails, this malware, these attacks all the time, 24/7, I did not want to do a quarterly or annually or semi-annually phishing campaign. So we opted for continuous phishing campaigns. So they are running constantly, some parallel, and our phishing rate did come down. So today, it paid dividends. It came down by, I mentioned 4 out of 10 person were clicking on the phishing email, but after running that campaign, after 2 years, we noticed a change, right? Today, these are my information security phishing campaigns. The click rate is less than 2%, which is outstanding, compared to us. We are in the software industry. So it used to be, the industry standard is about 6%. And so today our phishing campaigns every time show a less than 2 or 3% click rate. We also wanted to incentivize reporting. We wanted folks to raise their hands, be comfortable telling us, hey, I see something fishy, something's wrong, so take a look at it. So we started to incentivize the program. The first thing we did is start having those monthly drawings, sweepstakes. So every time people who are reporting those phishing emails, we start drawing, we start giving gift cards, $25 gift card, $10, $15 gift cards, Amazon gift cards. They actually help. People reported a lot more. And what we did, we took the same reported emails that users reported, and we turned them back into our templates, phishing templates. So we're using real-life examples, which certainly help increase the employee awareness. So employees reporting incident within minutes can prevent up to 90% of the damage in the ransomware attacks. So in my 40s, I started having some weird problems with my eyes, by the way. So it's harder to read with my contact lenses on. Moving on, sharing key metrics. So one thing and I was reluctant at first. I wanted to know that what exactly, is there any benefit of sharing the key metrics with the employees? Now, I was sharing these metrics with the board all the time, but I went more granular. And what I end up doing is typically you think that the most targeted person in any company is a CEO or any C-level executives. So when you look at the metrics, that's not really the case. At least it was not the case in my organization. The most fished person was not their CEO, but John or Sally in accounting, accounts payable especially. We started to publish those metrics accordingly, right? On a monthly basis. This month's top 10 targeted users, which actually helped these users to be more cautious when everyone is seeing is, okay, great, it's not the CEO, it's not the CFO, it's not the CTO, it's really these individuals who are getting phished a lot. So sharing these metrics really helped us. I shared that, hey, how many times are endpoints getting infected? And why are getting infected? So people really start to pay attention. Every time we had an incident, and every time we have a pen test, we always have a social engineering aspect in our pen test. So whether it's an incident that happened in the organization, or if it's a pen test that we recently conducted, we shared these. After all of these, we would have a town hall meeting. Our employees, we would invite all the employees and share with them, hey, this is what happened, right? And so it helped build transparency, it helped build trust. People start to see why we are doing things we are doing, right? And what exactly people's role in any incident. So at this point, I'm not really spending any much money out there, right? I did spend some money on getting the phishing software we used before. And all these things are just metrics that I'm sharing with employees, and they're helping. I also start to invite folks from other departments. Come over here, see what we do. We had this program where we had be a SOC analyst for a day. So we would invite every month or every few weeks, when the times allow, we would reach out to other departments and find out any friendly people who want to see what we do. So we'd bring them in, and we'll show them all the tools, have them shadow a SOC employee or security analyst all day to see what they do. And that's helped us showing them what we do on a daily basis and how crucial the job is. It really paid dividends. Leveraging interns. So one of my biggest challenges was I did not have any people. I mean, somebody got to take a look at the inventory, this and that. How do I overcome with these obstacles? So I naturally started looking for interns. I also work with different organizations and also volunteer with different organizations, helping them build teach cybersecurity to the youth, especially youth. So a couple of these organizations, they have these programs where they would go and focus on less privileged individuals, especially the youth who cannot afford to pay for their own certification. They don't have any means to learn. And what we did is I worked with them, the organizations, to help teach these younger folks cybersecurity and help them get their certifications. Getting the interns from those organizations helped a lot. It also build the reputational organization as well, that we are going out to all the non-for-profits, and we are hiring and we are giving these youth a chance, because they do deserve a chance to learn cybersecurity, but they don't have any uncle, any friend who can basically show them the ropes. So that helped them find a path, understand how things works. And I still get from time to time the email from one of the former students with, hey, remember something that helped them and helped them create and build their cybersecurity career. So it really helped a lot. Invest in freshly certified talent. That's one thing that we miss all the time. And I have a great story over here. Cybersecurity professionals, especially seasoned cybersecurity professionals, you guys know we are not cheap. There is a high cost to pay for someone who has an appropriate amount of skills, experience, and certifications. So I started looking for folks, and by that time, I had some budget, not a lot of budget, that I can go and hire CISSPs and CCSPs and all that, right? But at that point, we are at a small budget. Let's take a look around. So I had my first hire for the information security team. That gentleman was recently certified with OSCP. And he did not work in a corporate job before. In fact, he was bartending, right? Probably early to mid-20s, just passed his OSCP, and never held a corporate job. So I hired an individual, and within months, this kid was our superstar. That's not the only time I did that. Then we also invested more, and we hired, and we also taught as well. I work with my organization to make sure that we are investing in the certification, and the benefit that I got from it is it saves tons of money initially. Now, keep in mind, we cannot be slave drivers. As these individuals gain experience and they gain more certification, we want to make sure that their salaries is adjusted accordingly as well. And we did in terms of bonuses and paying for more certifications, things of that nature. And it all helped us build a very strong, very skilled cybersecurity team. So investing in a freshly talent, don't shy away from them. New certifications, new skills, it's always great to have. So never shy away from someone who just got his or her Security Plus or any other certification. Like I said, give them a chance to build their equity as well. Some other items we did is we had this Cyber Focus Fridays, where we would give everyone, all the team members in an information security team. By that time, I have more than two. I had about 3 or 4 individuals who are working for our cybersecurity team. And keep in mind, we continue to build as the organization is getting big as well. So what we did is a self-development time where we had these guys Focus Fridays. And what happened Focus Fridays, either they can learn towards their certification, they can spend these 2 hours learning something new, or they can get one of the senior cybersecurity people and work with them, learn from them. Whether these guys are taking their certifications, whether they are going for any other skill set, the seniors help them master that skill and help them with their certification programs. So it definitely helped a lot over there. For the rest of the company, we opened the Cyber Hour, right? So once a week or once a month, we would have these open forum where we would have this 1 hour of any employee who can come to the Cyber Hour and ask us any questions. Now, these questions could be your personal questions about your personal home routers or any work-related as well. So if you're asking, hey, how do I securely bank when I'm home, when I'm traveling, right? we are happy to answer those questions. And believe me, we did got a lot of those. Hey, how do I make sure my wireless router is secure? Not a problem. Happy to help. That's why the Cyber Hour is for. What it did, it helped us create these relationships with the employees, right? And gives us a good idea of how technical and non-technical they are. And it gives us an idea that when I'm building my processes, if I'm building my policies, what should I go from low to high, low to extreme? So where exactly the needle should be. So working with individuals is a great idea. Cyber Ambassador Program, you guys, I'm sure you know it already. I'm sure majority of you guys are already running these Cyber Ambassador programs. This is the whole idea of a Cyber Ambassador Program is utilizing these individuals, right? Extending our reach. With 3 or 4 employees, I wasn't able to secure a 500 people organization that easily. I needed to know more. I needed visibility. What we did is we went into every department asking, hey, anyone wants to learn cybersecurity, and anyone's interested in cybersecurity? And we bribed them with lunches. We had some incentive for them to come on board and be a cyber ambassador. And I got a lot of benefits out of it because these folks were able to see those processes that could be problematic. These folks were able to provide their visibility that we did not have before. So it certainly helped a lot in extending our reach across the organization. Now, it also provides benefit. Every time we have a policy, we are changing a new process that we're implementing, we would utilize them. We utilize our Cyber Ambassador Program because they are now, keep in mind, they're all representing different departments, right? So I cannot have better QA than them. So as I'm implementing policy, for example, any technical changes, any updates, so we are applying them on good 30, 40 individuals, right? Now, and based on their feedback, we understand that where we need to change. Now, once that change has implemented, these folks also, they're the ambassadors. So they're also fielding the basic questions within their department, right? And they're explaining to their teammates that why a change was made and how is it beneficial to them. Cross-training, obviously, a small team, much to do. What we did is a lot of cross-training, making sure that each member is able to do threat hunting, malware analysis. So with those cyber focus time, self-development time, it helped us get to that train people accordingly. Same thing, cyber focus is really same point, upskilling in study groups. Recognition of achievements, right? Every time one of our employees get a new certification, got a degree, or just passed some course somewhere, we highlighted that, right? We are going to company announcement, we are doing a Slack announcement to everyone, we are showing kudos, and also incentivize maybe a gift or something as well. So it boosted employees' morale. It helps them continue to learn more and continue to more for the organization as well. It helped them feel that they're heard and keep them engaged. Cybersecurity roadmap transparency. Out of curiosity, does any of you have shared your roadmap, cybersecurity roadmap, not only with the executive, but the entire company? So now I have not done that as well yet. I have done it with the cyber ambassadors, but not the whole company. But I believe that doing so give them the opportunity and will provide much more benefit. Now, October is a cybersecurity awareness month. And one of the Fridays, what we are doing is we will invite entire company and share the roadmap. What exactly I'm going to do in 2025? I like cybersecurity maturity models. So we show them this is where we are. And going to the next phase is going to need this A, B, C, and D. Now, and how this A, B, C, and D is going to impact your life. So sharing a roadmap definitely helped. Like I said, it built transparency. It helped build trust. Now, until now, we haven't spent much money, right? Because we are simply utilizing people at this point and creating a solid security program. Obviously, lunch and learn sessions as well, they always help. It's similar to Cyber Investor Program. We would always have a lunch and learn, and where we are talking, when the AI, ChatGPT came in, right? Employees were using, let's have a lunch and learn about ChatGPT, and let's talk about how is it benefiting to you and how it could be harmful in the organization. If you, for example, copying, pasting company data. That could be very harmful, but they would not know about it. The average user will not think about it. So these lunch and learn and cyber hour definitely helped over there. The other things we did is we leveraged existing technology. We buy tools. But how many times you have seen that a tool is not fully utilized? You're using some features here. For some other features, you are going to and buying a different tool. That happens quite more often than we believe it is, right? It's always happening. So one of the things that we did is take a look what we have in our arsenal, right? We have some items. Let's see what each tool can do. And we realized that we are not is using any of the tools more than 30 or 40% of its capacity. We are paying the full price, but no, we are not using a tool 100%. So going back and reassess the utilization of tools, I don't want to go buy new tools, and while we are utilizing it, while we are assessing it, we are also finding duplicate applications that are out there as well, right? Small things like that. Like think about Microsoft Project, right? How many project softwares that each organization use? Someone like Microsoft Project Manager, someone like Asana, so you always end up with multiple different technologies. They're barely being used. So keep an eye on it because this does save you a lot of money. Eliminating redundant application can save up to at least 20 to 30% of the cost. Optimize license utilization. So an average cost, according to one study, the average cost of a license is about $700, right? And how many times these licenses are not being used? If you look if you do an inventory, you realize if companies have a few hundred licenses, but only a small percentage is being utilized. I was working for a company, for a risk organization, not the one that I'm with now, and I noticed that invoice, the software was costing about $2,000 a month, and I realized that we have duplicates of it. And I went to our risk manager back then and asked him that, hey, we are using this risk software. Do you need it? Absolutely. I do need it. Okay. Then I actually walked over and I said, could you do me a favor? Could you log in? And couldn't log in. I don't have the user ID and password. I knew that because I will check when the last time a user was logged in was months ago. So for many months, we have been paying for this one license $2,000 a month. It's not being utilized at all. People don't know how to use it, where the login is. Each organization have these weaknesses. You can always go find money somewhere within these licenses. So optimize the license usage. Automation will help reduce labor costs down, use orchestration where possible. Cloud-native tools, so your AWS Guard Duty, your Azure Security Center, all that can help you using the built-in tools, 35% cost down, 40% cost down, right? One of the great examples is DLP. Now, I understand that organization needs are different. That's why there are multiple DLP providers out there. But if you are utilizing Microsoft, and I believe if you have an E5 license, Microsoft Purview is part of the package. So why not use it? Instead of going out and purchasing additional at least $50, $60, $70, $80,000 on a new DLP software, you realize that you already have this available in Microsoft Purview. So use these technologies because they're available to you. A lot of time we don't think about it. I myself, and a few months ago, or last year, I was thinking as we are building a zero trust, I wanted to make sure that I do something for our privilege access management. And I was looking at cyber expenses, so I was looking at CyberArk and some others out there beyond trust and whatnot. And one of my teammates said, hey, you know, Microsoft has this built-in feature you can use. And I don't know what I was thinking, but right, for our needs, right? Now, it does not mean that the built-in apps can always fulfill your needs. Sometimes, but for most organizations, they do. Right? So give it a try, give it a shot. The worst case scenario is not going to work, right? So give it a shot, utilize those resources before you go out and buy more. Strategic vendor community partnership, vendor consolidation. Firewall from one vendor, AV from other, XDR from some other, and you SIEM with a different vendor. So all that, obviously, you know that adds to the cost. So how do you manage? You consolidate your vendors. So initially, I saved a lot of money by just utilizing my own different consulting vendors, using same vendor for SIEM, using the same vendor for my AppSec. So I had a different vendor for AppSec. I had a different vendor for SIEM. I had a different vendor who was providing SOC services, right? But combining all that, I was blown away. The price tag I saw that saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Managed service provider. I understand a lot of people want to keep things in-house, and that's fine if that's what your organization needs are. But it's not the case for everyone. In our case, we went and we were not providing support 24/7 at that point, but we need something that can, we are a small organization, so we keep an eye, keep a watch while we are not around. So we went through MSSP, and like I said, I mean, we had two choices. We either build our own team, so the price tag to build my SOC at that point was about $1.2 million. The price tag today I have one vendor, and obviously it's a decent vendor and one of the best in the industry, but I was shocked because even I got the code that when we talk about consolidation, we're talking about, hey, we also want you to provide the SOC services as well. It was 1/10 of the cost that I would had to spend to get my own folks, right? If you are building a SOC team inside the house, you're hiring multiple people. You're doubling, tripling the team at that point, right? And all that kind of, and I combine all the other tools, it came out to be very, very, very small price that we're paying. So obviously we're happy. And my board was very happy because we save a lot of money. Regulatory compliance. When we are expanding in Europe, and at one of the organizations I was working with, at that point, they're expanding in Europe, and budget was always a problem, right? So I talked to the sales team, and I made my case, you know what, if we are utilizing a framework like international framework like ISO, it will help us sell easily because the third-party requirements are rising, right? They want to make sure that you are who you are appropriately, adequately secured. And what helped us is that helped build my case when I went for ISO 27001, and also got me some budget, some leverage as well. So we using those standards, using those frameworks, definitely help because, like I said, I mean, it helps us sell more. And when you're selling more, you will have a bit, when your revenue team sees that, when your CFO sees that your recommendations are bringing in more sales, then definitely there is some money for you over there. Collaboration with peers and community, huge. That's why we are here. I get the most benefit when I'm here, when we are talking to different conferences, for folks, and leveraging different organizations like ISSA and many others, where people are come together. Last was sitting right in front of me, and I got a lot of tons of good information from him over the years. So these conferences, these get-togethers, these meetups, if you don't utilize them because it brings, well, obviously you're here, so utilizing it, but it participating in those B-size conversations, those different chapter meetings really help a lot. So lastly, just to recap, 3 approaches: maximizing your human capital in cybersecurity, leveraging existing technology, and strategic vendor and community partnership. I thought I was be done in 30 minutes, but I did went over. But just as a wrap up, I'm going to leave some time for Q&A. Any questions? All right. Well, thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your con. Thank you.